Welcome to the recap of episode 8 of Demon Slayer Season 3. Before I begin, I'd like to encourage you to subscribe to my channel and tap on the notification to know when I release new videos. Also, this video contains spoilers, but if you don't mind that, then enjoy the video. And if you found this episode interesting, I suggest you check out the full episodes on your favorite streaming platform. So let's begin. Muichiro, after his powerful attack, fell out of Gyokko's water pot and tried to remove the needles sticking out of his body, but the poison made him feel really numb. As he struggled, he noticed his friend Kotetsu was unconscious and a scary fish demon was about to attack. More demons joined the fight, and poor Muichiro had no strength to stand. He thought he was done for when suddenly, his life flashed before his eyes. In his flashback, he remembered when he was a young kid and how he loved helping his woodcutter dad work. But on one stormy night, his mom got sicker, and he tried to comfort her as his dad had gone to get medicine. Meanwhile, outside in the storm, his dad reached a cliff and found the medicinal herbs he needed. He desperately tried to grab the herbs for his wife, but things took a tragic turn as he fell from a broken rock and died, still holding onto the herbs. Things get worse as Muichiro's mother passed away that very night. And then, he was all alone at the age of 10, but he suddenly remembered that he was not really alone because he actually had a twin brother named Yuichiro. As they walked home, Yuichiro started talking about how compassion was useless because it led to the death of their parents, who were too compassionate and couldn't help themselves. Muichiro was shocked by his twin's harsh words, but Yuichiro insisted that their conversation was pointless because they couldn't change the past. Yuichiro would often mock Muichiro's name, saying it meant incompetence and meaninglessness and often act cold and harsh. In fact, Muichiro thought his twin hated him and found living with him suffocating. So one day, in spring, Muichiro went to fetch water from the river. He encountered a beautiful woman with white hair named Amane Ubuyashiki. He was so captivated by her beauty that he mistook her for a forest spirit. However, she turns out to be the wife of the Demon Slayer's leader, and she came to the mountains, telling them about their swordsman lineage, being the descendants of the first breathing-style swordsman. But Yuichiro turns her away and forces her to leave. That night, Muichiro expressed to his twin his excitement about what Amane had told them and how they can now help people. At first, Yuichiro ignores him, but then, he snaps, slamming a knife on the chopping board. He furiously stated they could not achieve anything great because their parents were ordinary people who couldn't look after themselves, eventually causing their own death. Even if they are descendants of swordsmen, what can they really do? Nothing but die a pointless death or be used by Amane for ulterior motives. He went further, stating that helping others was only for special people, not them. So, after this fight, the twins stopped talking to each other and Yuichiro kept ignoring Muichiro. One hot summer night, both brothers couldn't sleep because of the heat. Suddenly, a scary demon showed up in their house and it was surprised to see only kids at home and then attacked Muichiro. Yuichiro bravely tried to protect his brother, but the demon cut off his arm and blood went everywhere. Muichiro quickly moved Yuichiro to safety while the demon got annoyed by all the screaming. The mean demon insulted the twins, saying their lives were worthless. And oh boy, did this make Muichiro so mad he saw a flash of red, unconsciously attacked the demon, and subdued it with gardening tools and wooden stakes, making the demon suffer because it couldn't die. Finally, the sunlight came and made the demon turn into ash. Tired, Muichiro dropped his weapons and went back home but collapsed just outside their door. He wanted to see Yuichiro desperately, so he crawled to reach him, but Yuichiro was barely alive. He heard Yuichiro praying to the gods, blaming himself for getting in Muichiro's way. He thought his brother was a kind-hearted kid who wanted to help others, but now he was hurt because of him. Yuichiro felt guilty and prayed to be punished instead of his twin. He finally remembered why his name had Mu in it, as his twin cried and held his bloody hand. With his memory returning, a red cloud mark appeared on Muichiro's face. Then, he grabbed his sword like a boss and used a mist breathing technique and boom. He defeats the fish demons really fast, saving Kotetsu while at it. But the boy told him not to worry about him and to go protect their swords and help Haganazuka. Meanwhile, Gyokko was getting super angry because Haganazuka was ignoring him and polishing his sword instead, even after hurting him really badly. So Petty Demon decided to hurt the swordsmith by killing Kanamori. But then, out of nowhere, the Mist Hashira attacked Gyokko with his sword. The weird-looking demon was shocked that Muichiro was able to escape his water prison. He noticed the marks on Muichiro's face and realized they were the same as some kid with earrings Mozen told him about. But what got the overconfident demon even more worried was seeing Muichiro acting all cool and not paralyzed as he should be. As Muichiro fought Gyokko, the bad guy used his demon art to control giant tentacles that attacked Muichiro, breaking his sword. But Kanamori acted fast, handing Muichiro a sword, but the giant tentacles grabbed them both. Outside, Haganazuka saw all of this happening, but he just kept on polishing his sword like nothing was going on. This made Gyokko really mad, but he decided he would kill the Hashira first. It seemed like Muichiro was in trouble, but then something amazing happened. The tentacles suddenly fell apart and he was free. Armed with his new sword by Kanamori, the young Hashira shows his gratitude and remembers his first swordsmith, Tetsudo, who was always worried about him. Muichiro was grateful for the sword and felt that its balance was just right for him, assuring the now-dead Tetsudo that he was just fine. He faces Gyokko and his dangerous octopus vase hell, using a technique, mist-breathing fifth form, sea of clouds and haze, to swiftly slice through the tentacles and slashes at Gyokko's neck. But the sneaky demon dodged, admiring Muichiro's speed but saying it was not fast enough to reach him. But he spoke too soon as his neck began to bleed and Muichiro declared he was going to cut it off next time. Gyokko is now pissed and went all out, attacking with all his techniques, but our boy, Muichiro, skillfully dodges through the forest and avoids the attacks while he remembers a heartfelt apology from his twin bro, Muichiro. He easily dodged the tentacles thrown by the demon and successfully slashed the vases out of his hands. He calmly watched his opponent's next move, which angered Gyokko, who held the higher rank among demons. And the episode ends here. If you enjoyed this video, please like it, and don't forget to subscribe to find out what happens in the next episode. So stay tuned for upcoming videos.